My name is Victoria Shockboard, and I live with a genetic disorder called hypokalemia periodic paralysis. I was diagnosed when I was at 14 years old and a freshman and just entering high school. My biological father was the carrier of the carrier, and um, and so it was passed on to me. And my grandma, well, he had it, and he had his was very active. My grandma was my grandma of my dad's side was a carrier, and so between her and my father, I was diagnosed with it at 14 years old. Hypokalemia periodic paralysis is a genetic disease that you naturally sweat out more potassium in your sweat, and you lose more potassium that is naturally found in your body than other people. There's also hyperkalemia, which means that you intake more potassium. For me, hypokalemia does not slow down my life. It did not prevent me from doing high school sports. It did not prevent me from joining clubs. It has not prevented me from living a strong, active, healthy life. And it is one that I love, even though I have many problems come with it. I've only had one true full-blown attack, and that was the night that my mom had a feeling that I was the one who had hypokalemia periodic paralysis. The night we found out, it was my freshman year. I was going out for volleyball tryouts for my freshman team at my local high school. So I was at volleyball tryouts. It was over 2 hours. I had only drinking water, but during the course of the weekend, I had eaten a lot of salt through chips, hot dogs, junk food, which is good as an athlete to have sodium, but the way that I was eating to prepare for my tryouts was not the best. Hypokalemia was because of my sweat and I was being overheated. That was my trigger. There are many triggers. Some can be drinking, smoking, the extreme cold, and the extreme heat. I don't drink and I don't smoke, and I don't ever plan to. I do hang out with friends who do, but I don't join in that scene. So I've avoided those two triggers. My main triggers, especially living in Missouri with over 100-degree weather, is I always try to stay cool. Whether it be wearing yoga pants that are capris, wearing shorts, wearing t-shirts, but also stay cold. In the winter, it can get down to -4 degrees in Fahrenheit during the nighttime. In the night, I have to make sure that I have my feet covered. I have multiple layers on. I have heat on. I have blankets galore. And it does burn up my heating bill, but it's to prevent me from having an attack in the middle of the night and not being able to get up the next day. With my hypokalemia paralysis, my main focus of when it attacks me is my legs. Especially during volleyball tryouts, my legs were the first thing to really go because I was using them a lot. The fluid was really moving, the sweat, and between my arms and my legs for volleyball. So, yeah. So, because of it, when I went to the lake that night with my family, um, I had my attack and I fell down and could not get back up. So my mom, my sister, and my brother all struggled, but we all figured out a way for me to crawl back to the car, help me get back into the car, and drove me to the nearest hospital in the next town over. So we go to the hospital. I waited around for over 4 hours just to finally be seen. It was either 2 to 4 hours. I forget. It's a little foggy. It has been over 6 years. Please mind that. So we did that, and because of it, they tested my potassium levels. They tested everything. They gave me some potassium pills, and then they had me take some potassium pills. They had me connected to an IV, and also they gave me prescription for potassium pills, which I took during that week, especially during volleyball tryouts, I was trying not to have another attack. So, and then we went to Children's University South, and we went to the neurology department, and they had me do a fasting lab, and that's when they were able to distinguish that I had the gene for hypokalemia, and I was put on 1 year supply of potassium pills, which I managed to make last through my high school between my sports, my after school activities, just general day to day, and I always try to keep potassium pills in my bag just in case, especially during swim team. It was better to have one or two with me, and I would just shake it up into water bottle or dissolve into a cup of um, water. And also in golf I was playing in over 100-degree weather sometimes, and this was also the couple years we had really bad heat and droughts, so that affected it even more. And then in swim team, yes, we were kept cool because we were in the water. A couple of them did have saltwater pools, and we also swam in a couple heated pools. That did not help me at all. So I either had to go outside or just go away from the pool, and that would help cool me down, and then I would come back and join. But did not try not to miss my event, and I was really good about not doing that. So, and a side effect of it is I am insulin resistant, which means I'm pre-diabetic, which means I have a higher chance of developing 2 diabetes, which I already have a higher chance of because of my grandparents. But I try my best to prevent it by taking, hold on, give me 1 second. By taking metformin, I take 850 milligrams tablets twice daily, once in the morning and once at night. What insulin resistance is my body does not absorb the sugar naturally. This is a way for me to intake good sugars, taken from fruits, just natural sugars, sugars from candy, and also from carbs, and help to convert it so that my body is able to, and also to help, sorry, I mixed that up. My pancreas does not always want to, it produces insulin, but not enough, which is what diabetes is. So my body can produce insulin, but this helps for me to naturally intake the sugar to help with my insulin. And how we found out with my insulin resistance was I was 16 years old, and we were doing yearly checkups and also getting our yearly physicals. Well, with that, my pediatrician was noticed over the last like 3 to 4 years, I've been gaining a lot of weight really fast. Yes, I'm a girl. Yes, I've been on my period for a few years, but I was gaining faster and normal and more than girls normally should have at my age, in that age range, by the time when I started my period. So, with that, she had all three of us actually tested me, my brother and my sister. We all had our thyroid tested. With me, we found out my levels were too high. And so we went to Children's Mercy. We went to see an endocrinologist. I took a fasting lab. This was actually the night before I had a family like dinner barbecue thing, and that was really fun. So we went to that, and then we took the me and my mom went in the next day. We took a test. We went in at like 6 o'clock in the morning. It was really, really early for both of us. So we did that. We watched a movie. They had me drink this really strange drink. It's really sugary and also tastes like my potassium medicine that was on for a while. So it's a really interesting taste. That was the only thing, and then they came back in a few hours. I think it was like 3 to 4 hours later. I don't know. I know we both just fell asleep. We were so exhausted from the night before. I was kind of worried. I didn't want to do this just to, you know, we got up that day of. So I remember we just both fell asleep for about an hour or so. The nurse came in. She drew my they drew my blood before I took the drink, and then they drew my labs after so many hours to see how it metabolized in my body. And then a few days later, I believe, we were called into my neurologist, well, who was my neurologist for a while. We were called into there, and we were told the results, and they said that I was insulin resistant. And so for me, the best plan of action was to take metformin twice daily. I believe for a while they had me take it once daily, which was good in high school, especially when I was diagnosed in October of my 16, so my junior year. Yeah, it was my junior year. So that time I was in National Honor Society. I was involved in my FCCLA. I was in swim team and also in golf. And golf had just ended, so that was a good portion of my life gone for that time. So I was focusing more on the grades aspect with my National Honor Society and my FCCLA. That's when we do a lot of service projects. Swim team was coming up in about a month and a half. Yay! So, sorry. So we did that, and then they're like, okay. And then I remember I had to go in every couple months, and then we'd redraw labs, and then now I go once a year to redraw labs to see how I'm doing on the metformin. I try really good to be really good about this. Some days I do forget, especially with my work schedule. I'm working anywhere from 4 hours to a full 8-hour shift. When I do that, I try to just keep the bottle in my bag or take 1 or 2 pills in like a pouch with me so I'd have it for the day. Since tomorrow I have to be there at 5 a.m. and until 1 p.m. I will be taking the bottle with me. So yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit more about me. I'm sorry this was not very happy and upbeat, but this is something that's near and dear to my heart, and I wanted to share with all of you guys. I love you guys, and I'm so thankful for your support, and if you want to, please click that subscribe button down below. Follow me on all social media at bookworm2217, and if you'd like to, click, comment, like, and comment, and I will get back to you. I try really my best to comment back to you guys, and please follow my Snapchat and my Instagram. Those are the ones I've been mainly active of recently, and those are bookworm2217 for both. I love you guys, and I'll see you, and have a great night. Bye!